All right, in this video, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna re-shine up these headlights on the Acura. I just put some exhaust work into it and I noticed that the headlights look really bad. They're very foggy. It's hard to see at night. So what we have here is we have the 3M kit. This is the premium one, the one that comes with everything you need except for the drill. And I would suggest getting some extra tape. You're gonna need a water bottle with just water in it and some sort of rag to clean things up with. And then the instructions are basically obviously on the back of here, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you the process and how to do this correctly. There's some tips and tricks in here that can show you exactly what to and what not to do to make this look as good as it can possibly look. So stay tuned and we'll get right to it. All right, first thing you're gonna do is take some water and a rag. Just gonna wipe this lens down. You wanna remove all the dirt, all the debris, everything you can from the surface of this headlight to get the best results. It says use soapy water. I just use water. Works just as good. You might wanna wipe the areas around it down, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna tape these areas to protect them, and a clean surface will stick better. So what we do next is we take some masking tape and we just tape off the areas we want to protect. We are going to be sanding, so these things they can mess up the paint. What I like to do is slide the tape underneath just to make sure I get the area protected. This one's going to be a little tricky. So what we'll do here is do little pieces at a time if you have to. And obviously, the nicer your car is, the more time you're going to want to take doing this. In this case, this car is not perfect. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and get this taped off as quickly as I can.
Good news is, you're doing a great job.
Do my best, man. I like to pop the hood, keep the hood away from it. You can still run a line across here to be extra safe, but if you pop the hood, you can even open it and prop it up for best results. But this should do good enough for me. So I'll just get everything protected.
Yeah, it's easier to get the smaller grooves with smaller pieces. That's why it keeps tearing it like that.
Make sure you use masking tape on this job, not duct tape, not scotch tape. And spend the good money, get frog tape or something that's quality. It'll come up easier, you won't peel any paint. And this surface is pretty much ready. All right, the next step here is to get your product, lay it out. They're gonna be mixed up inside the box. You're gonna have some brown discs. These are gonna be the ones you use first. They're P500. So you got gold discs, they're P500. This is gonna be the first step. And then you got a whole bunch of white ones. They're labeled P800. This is gonna be step 2. And then you got this 3000 one here. This is going to be the final step. So you're going to sand it down with these first, and then wipe it clean, sand it down with these second, wipe it clean, apply some water, and buff it out with this. And if you do this correctly, it should make those headlights look almost new again. So one of the most important things you can do here is don't sit in one spot too long. Make sure the drill is flat. and move at a steady pace, back and forth. You don't want the drill to be spinning too fast, so don't get a huge drill that's just way overkill. Get something that's just gonna give you a decent spin speed. So in the directions it tells you what RPMs are the best. I don't know what they are offhand, but this drill works fine. So what we do, you just start at one end, work your way around, steady pace. You want this to be all uniform, one color. Take breaks and wipe it. Make sure you get uniform swirls. Once the swirls are all uniform, you're okay to move on to the second disc. Now, if the disc starts getting clogged, you want to go ahead and change it. Right now, this seems to be okay. You can also wipe them periodically to prolong the life of them. But once you start getting buildup on these, you want to go ahead and toss them and use the next one. That's how you get the best results. See these swirl marks right here? Kind of discolored. This is when you know it's time to change the pad. You don't usually want to let it get to this point. You want to change them beforehand. So I see that that's starting to happen. So we go ahead and put a new disc on and we'll continue.
Prime time.
Moving on to step 2, the P800. This should knock down all those deeper swirls we made in this and start to make it even look foggier but more uniform yet. Now what it says is to get a third step applicator wet, get the headlight wet. And you want to buff this until you see what they call a white slurry. It's gonna look like, you'll see what it looks like. It looks like milk or paint on the headlights. So I might kick this back up. Maybe I'll try it out. Once it starts to dry out, re-moisten it. Now there is one final step to the process that I'm not real familiar with. It's these special wipes. Some kind of clear coat. It says to open the wipe, and don't unfold them. And don't touch them while I'm unfolding it. Ooh.
I don't know what kind of sorcery 3M just did there, but that looks amazing.
Yeah, check it out compared to the old one.
Definitely a before and after.
That's the process of using a 3M headlight restoration kit. It's really not that hard. Just take your time, do the steps right, follow the instructions exactly as it's laid out in front of you, and you can literally turn your headlights from not being able to see through them to almost brand new condition again. I'm gonna get to work on this last one over here. It'll be a quick little time lapse, and then this job will be done.